Hello, welcome to my channel. This is my first ever video and I'm planning to do quite a few more from here on. It's something I've always wanted to do, so I'm just going to be talking to the camera about things that I find interesting or important in life. My first few videos are probably going to be pretty cringy because I haven't really talked on camera before, but hopefully they'll get better and better, and if you want to see that transition, then feel free to subscribe and follow me. So for today's topic, I'm going to be talking about having a good environment in your room. So I found over the last few days, as I've completely revamped my room, you can see I've got some nice lights. I went to Wilko's, bought a bunch of pot plants. I decorated my room, just made it a really nice, relaxing environment, and I think it can really help give you a good headspace, because when you think about it, you're coming back to your room and you're spending a lot of time there every day. So if you do make just a subtle change, it can really relax you and I think just give you a better state of mind. So I got some new lights, so it's not as harsh because my previous lights were pretty intense. So I can change them, I can dim them. When I wake up in the morning, I can just reach for my remote and I can set it to like this morning kind of, in fact I could show you. Yeah, so as you can see, I can change them to like a purpley colour. I can, in the morning, usually what I do is I'll have them on this like really faded, like kind of sunset, and you can change the darkness as well, so I can turn them right down. And it's not really picking it up on the camera properly right now, but in reality it's actually more kind of dimmer. It looks kind of bright on this camera, but not sure why that is. But so I've got some little pot plants as well, like shells, just like relaxing things. And another thing you can do, I've got an Alexa, so I can actually ask it to play rain noises. So when I get in, I just say, in fact I'll do it for a sec, Alexa, play rain sounds. So I don't know if you can hear that properly, but it's just like a nice relaxing rain noise, and it's just like a kind of white noise which I have on the background, and it really like chills you out. So I can just come home after a long day, I can lie on the bed, I can read my book, I can have that on, the lights are dimmed. I've got a poster on my wall as well, so I put a bunch of like idols that I have, a bunch of role models, and so whenever I'm just looking around the room, I can see people that I want to be like, maybe base myself on. I'll probably do another video talking about that in more detail. But I've also got little post-it notes which have like goals on them. I've put some post-it notes on my mirror as well. So in the morning when I brush my teeth, I've got these like things which I say to myself to try and like give myself more of a positive mindset. Another thing you can do, you can get a little reed diffuser. So I went to Wilko's, I don't know if you have that in America, but basically just like a normal DIY store, and it's just like a little oil thing, and it basically absorbs the oil through the sticks and like releases the smell into the room, I guess, through evaporation. And I've got like an Asian driftwood kind of thing. It's hard to describe the smell, but it's really nice, and it's nice to come back and have just like a really tranquil kind of like Zen garden. So another thing which I think is quite important, I've actually got this one of my post-it notes that I've got, so it just says make your bed in the morning, and also one that says fold your clothes away. And it's just like it really puts me on edge, and like it can make you quite anxious if you've just got like a dirty room with like clothes everywhere and like your bed's not made. Especially when you come back in the evening, you really want to just be able to just chill out and relax and be able to just not worry about that kind of thing when you get in the afternoon. So I've actually just completely forgot that the rain sound was on. That's what kind of happens after like 2 minutes. You just completely forget it's there, and it like kind of lets you chill out more. Because when it's like dead silence, I think your brain's kind of whirring around a bit more to like fill the space. But if you've got like that rain static in the background, it like fills up. It like fills your head a bit more. I don't know. It sounds weird, but it like just chills you out. Because it's always nice when you're at home and you're just like inside and it's really warm, and maybe you've got like a warm fireplace on or just the radiator, and you're tucked up in bed and you've got like a rain just pattering outside, so it kind of simulates that. Because my view isn't that great, it's like literally a brick wall because I'm at uni at the moment doing computer science, but yeah, it's nice to just be able to create like a nice tranquil place to come back to at the end of the day. Because especially when you live in a city and everything's so like busy and like rushing, and you never really get that chance to like connect with nature like we would have had thousands of years ago. So I think it's important to like create that kind of environment when you, at least in some aspect of your life. Like if you lived in the middle of nowhere, it wouldn't really matter because you'd have that anyway. But especially when you live in a city, I think you need that just like calming, like zen place to come back to. You can't really see that much of it in this video because, I mean, I've got like my piano here, which is also weirdly kind of relaxing to have in the room because, I don't know, it's just like a classic form of entertainment. And I've got like a nice picture, I've got a couple of like cuddly animals which are just like hanging around the room. Got some books. I think reading's pretty important. I've started reading a lot more recently, and that's like a really good habit to get into. Like, I used to read loads as a kid, but I kind of like fell out of love with it probably when I got my console. Like I got an Xbox, like original Xbox, when I was like maybe 7, but really left probably earlier, probably like 5 or 6, I'm not exactly sure. I still live in the Middle East, but so it was like around that time. But yeah, when I got that, I started getting like quite addicted to it, and then I kind of like stopped reading. I used to be like a proper bookworm. I used to read like 3 hours a day. I'm not even exaggerating. I used to like go to bed like sometimes an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours like every day. And it's really good for like building your literacy when you're growing up. It probably makes you a better speaker. I think it makes you more articulate when you've read so much. So I'm trying to get back into that and expand my knowledge. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up for that video. That's my first ever YouTube video. So I'm going to try and make my videos better as they go along. So this one's going to be probably pretty like disjointed and maybe not as good as it could be. But like if you keep watching, like I want to build like a good audience interaction and connection. So I'd love it if you left some comments down below if you watched the video, just asking me about anything. If you want me to talk about anything in particular, I'll be very happy to do so. This channel is going to be pretty focused on stuff like well-being, like just anything really. Like I might probably going to do videos talking about the gym, just like mental state, like goals in life, psychological stuff, just anything that I feel like I can talk about with some depth and have like a personal attachment to. And I'd love to hear your feedback as well in the comments. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.